What's up guys, Saif Ashraf here, and today I have two of the most exciting flagship phones you get every year, the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now I have been using the S24 Ultra since it's come out. Of course, the iPhone 16 Pro Max being that new flagship phone of 2024, I wanted to see whether it's really enough for the iPhone 16 Pro Max to switch me away from the S24 Ultra, arguably the best phone out right now. So yeah, let's see. I'm going to do this completely off script. I'm just going to give you guys my first impressions. Both the phones are in front of me. So design wise, so the iPhone 16 Pro Max has got a slight bit bigger from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And yeah, now the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I think the S24 Ultra is still a tiny bit bigger, but it might just seem that way because of the boxy edges we have on the S24 Ultra compared to the curves on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now you can prefer what you want. I guess in terms of looks, I'm going to go with the S24 Ultra, but in terms of what I would actually want to carry every day, it would be the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is just a bit more comfortable because of the curved edges, and the titanium is a little bit curved on the sides as well. The S24 Ultra, on the other hand, is a sharp phone. You've got these sharp edges on the side. I think Samsung are going to be fixing this, or going to be doing a little bit of a curve with the 25 Ultra. But from what we can see right now, I'm going to go with the iPhone 16 Pro Max being a little bit more comfortable. I've got both phones in their grey colorways. This is, I think Samsung's one is just called natural grey or something like that. And then of course we got natural titanium on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. You guys can decide which one looks better, but you know, it's really tough to say. The Samsung phone has more of a warm tint to the titanium, whereas the iPhone goes for a slightly cooler tint to the titanium. But yeah, overall design wise, both phones are pretty different. They're not very comparable at all, except for the fact that both are made of titanium. On the sides, we do have a couple extra buttons on the iPhone 16 Pro Max compared to the S24 Ultra. We of course have the action button that came with the 15 Pro Max, and a new button, the capture button on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Has it been the most useful button in my testing? I think I might have used it twice to demonstrate to people, but apart from that, I mean, yeah, sure, it's a new feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max this year. But yeah, compared to the S24 Ultra with its special things around the phone, yep, we have our volume button, power button, and we have the S Pen at the bottom, the only major thing differentiating both the phones. Now let's look at the front. Now again, both phones are really big phones. The S24 Ultra actually being slightly technically smaller at 6.8 inches, the 16 Pro Max being bigger at 6.9 inches. Now the obvious differences being the dynamic island on the front of the iPhone 16 Pro Max compared to the hole punch on the S24 Ultra. And you can decide again which display looks better aesthetically, being curved versus boxy. But I'm going to have to go with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Again, it's just because of comfortability. When I'm watching a movie and this phone is going to be held in my hand like this, it's not going to be puncturing, like going into my skin compared to the S24 Ultra, which again, if I'm holding, is going to hurt. Technically, the S24 Ultra display is better though, and I can see that for myself as well. 2600 nits of peak brightness compared to 2000 nits of peak brightness. Both displays are 120 Hz and go down to I think 1 nit. But the S24 Ultra wins it in the category that it's just much less reflective. Samsung have added this new anti-reflective coating to their phones, and as you guys can see maybe in the video, I don't really know how it looks, but the S24 Ultra is definitely way less reflective than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And this does have its real life cases, like if you're outside and you're under direct sunlight, the S24 Ultra with that higher peak brightness and anti-reflective coating is going to look way brighter than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. That's not to say the 16 Pro Max has a dim display. 2000 nits is more than enough. But display wise, technically the S24 Ultra definitely wins. Also, we have the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner under the phone, under the display on the S24 Ultra, which is a nice to have. But then we have the dynamic island on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and you can say what you want. In my opinion, I think it's really nice. Compared to the notch, it gives you that added like screen real estate, and it does actually have a use. It works, it does something. When playing music, swipe it up and your music is going to be up there. When you're getting a call, it expands. It's a part of the display compared to something they're just trying to get rid of. But yeah, again, very solid displays on both these phones. Now the big thing when comparing these flagship phones is of course going to be the camera. Whose camera is better? So I want you guys to like and subscribe right now, because I'm probably going to come out soon with a full camera comparison between the Pro Max and the S24 Ultra, so subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But yeah, the S24 Ultra has a 200 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor, a 3x telephoto 12 megapixel sensor, and a 50 megapixel 5x sensor. Compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max lacking a lens with a 48 megapixel main sensor, a 48 megapixel ultra wide sensor, and a 12 megapixel 5x sensor. Now, just from first impressions, the S24 Ultra is going to win in terms of telephoto capabilities, zooming in and stuff. And yeah, they both have the 5x lens. The 5x lens is better on the S24 Ultra in terms of clarity because of the higher megapixel count. Main sensor, I'm going to give it to the iPhone. I don't care what the Samsung fanboys say. It's just more consistent. Also, in terms of video, the iPhone wins compared to the S24 Ultra. Now, the iPhone 16 Pro is supposed to come out with Apple Intelligence in the next couple months. I made a whole video ranting about how that hasn't come out yet with the phone. But we do have Galaxy AI on the S24 Ultra. It's got its use cases. I'm not going to really be using AI on either of these phones. I just want the phone to work and record my videos for me. But yeah, both phones are really powerful. We have the A18 Pro processor in the iPhone 16 Pro Max compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in the S24 Ultra. So yeah, both phones are really fast. We've got the best processors in here, and I'm not going to bore you with benchmarks and numbers and stuff. Real life testing, both phones can handle anything I throw at them, end of story. So yeah, both phones are really good in 2024, and you know, it's really hard to choose which one's better and which one's which, because at the end of the day, they're both flagship phones. It really depends what ecosystem you're in as well. I have a MacBook right here, I have a couple iPhones, I have an Apple Watch. But again, the S24 Ultra is just exciting. It's different for me because it just has so many extra features. Like the S Pen, it's not something I'm going to use every day, but again, it's just there and it's good, it's fun. I don't know, it's tough to say. I'm not going to lie, both phones are really good. I'm going to have one in my left pocket, one in my right. But yeah, this year I am going to be using the iPhone 16 Pro. I am back on the iPhone side, so my main sim is going to be in the iPhone. However, in between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the S24 Ultra, it's a tough call. Both phones are really good this year. I guess we're going to have to see what Samsung cooks up in January with the 25 Ultra when that phone comes out. But yeah, S24 Ultra or iPhone 16 Pro, you guys decide in the comments and let me know. And if you guys want to see more videos, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on my future uploads. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.